God is transitioning the First Pentecostal Church into a season of growth, into a season of multiplication, into a season of blessing. God is transitioning us. We're about to have revival. We're going to reach our city. Our sons and our daughters are coming home. Our prodigals are coming home. We're going to tear down racial barriers. We're going to tear down some things that have been set up in our city and in our hearts and in our lives. And God's going to send revival. And we are going to be the church that He's called us to be. We're going to see, how many of you still have your scroll? How many of you are still praying over who God laid on your heart and put in your hand? Hey, we're going to have revival. We're going to see the Asian community in this church. We're going to see the African American community in this church. We're going to see the Caucasian community in this church. We're going to see the American Indian in this church. We're going to see the Pacific Islander in this church. We're going to have revival in this church, and it's going to look like heaven, and we're going to tear down stigmas, and we're going to come against things. Hey, but you hear me, as God begins to transition you and transition a church, you can't get caught up in perspective and what you think it ought to look like and how you think it ought to be and what you think ought to be right in front of you. When God starts transitioning your season, you have to stay faithful to when God begins to change the darkness into light.